Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. I hope we're all doing good. It's your girl Seeker in the house. I'm super excited and super pumped today. Um, I cannot wait to get everybody on this live video so that we can have a very interesting conversation. I have literally 45 minutes and I need to jump off this video because I need to be somewhere and I can't afford to be late. If I'm late, I'm in big trouble. So please, 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 please jump on this video. Let's have a chat. There's something we need to talk about, and it's pretty urgent and really important that we have this chat. If you join this live video, please, I beg of you, share the video, share the video, share the video, and let me see some love hearts popping up so I know that I'm talking to people in real time. I see one love heart, one, only one. Wow. One love heart so far, six people on the live video, one thumbs up. Come on. I love hearts. The red type, that gives me energy. Red is one of the fantastic colors that I absolutely love. Please share this video. So before I continue with why I'm here today, there's a few disclaimers that I need to put out. Oh, my eyes are hurting. There's a few disclaimers that I need to put out. Um, the first thing that I'm going to say today is that we're going to talk about our wellness as people, that have become very passionate about being in good health and being um, and having the energy and the ability to do the things that you have destined that you want to do in life. And the way to do it is to make sure that you're in good health. Please share this video. I am no medic. I'm not a medical doctor by any standard. I am just a human being that is passionate about wellness and well being, and above everything else, wants to genuinely, from the core of my soul, help people achieve wellness in their lifetime. Number two, this video is not here as some kind of a diagnostic or treatment or cure or anything of that sort. Like I said, I'm just enthusiastic about people being in wellness and wholeness and wanting to share my own personal experiences and the wealth of knowledge that I have gathered on my own journey to try and help other people that are really serious and committed to being well. Maybe you haven't realized that unless you're well, you can't do anything. You can only achieve anything in this life when you're alive, number one, but number two, when you're well and whole in all its fullness. Please share this video. I beg of you, if you love me an ounce, please share this video. This is a really good video. Please share it. And also, good morning. It's morning here. Good morning, Mr. Kwame. How are you doing? And please keep the love hearts coming. There are 15 people at least watching this video. I can't be that I only get 6 love hearts. I mean, come on, what is that? Don't you love me? Don't you love me enough to say good morning or something? Please share this video. The last thing that I want to say is that with the products that I'm about to talk about here, we're not yet in Africa. It's work in progress. But as of today, it's not in Africa as yet. We're working hard behind the scenes to get things to happen, but things will only happen when those of us that are in Africa, in Ghana, Nigeria, Zimbabwe, Kenya, wherever, actually share videos like this to create an awareness. It's only when we have the demand for something that we are able to go and lobby the company to try to get the products where it is needed in Africa. So please, you can start that process by sharing this video. I love you all so much. Good morning to everybody from lovely, it's not sunny, so I can't say sunny Calgary, gloomy Calgary. It's 7:39 in the morning here, and I have about 40 minutes now, and I need to jump off this live video and go do what I need to do. Okay, why is Sika here this morning? What is it that I'm here to share with everybody? If you're living on this planet, there has been some point in your life when you've had some kind of a discomfort in your body. Maybe your neck hurts, your shoulder hurts, your back hurts, your butt hurts. Something has hurt at some point in your life. And if you look like me, there's a lot of people that at least know one person that has a condition that I wanted us to talk about today, which is nothing other than diabetes or diabetes mellitus. All the medics in the house, you know what this thing is. It's a debilitating condition, a dis-ease that all of us or some of us feel in our bodies, and it has catastrophic consequences for everybody that has had any contact with this. I have seen loved ones lose limbs because of this condition. I have literally watched loved ones pass on painfully from this condition. So I know how horrible it is. And if you know somebody that is suffering it, you yourself, looking at that person or being the person that is taking care of them, have also seen what it can do to people. But what at all is this? Like, you hear people talking about diabetes, diabetes. What at all is diabetes? What happens when somebody is known to be diabetic? What does it actually mean? This disease, this discomfort, or somebody can be said to have diabetes when the sugar content in their blood, or let's say the glucose in their bloodstream, is higher than normal. So this is what happens. You eat food, you eat ekwegbemi, you eat kenke, you eat fufu and pounded yam and bitter leaf soup, whatever it is you have, rice, sandwiches, whatever. You eat that food. It has protein, the bread and the pounded yam and the kenke, those carbohydrate, starchy components of your food, when they go through your digestive system, through your mouth, your throat, esophagus, and get into your stomach, they get broken down into different components that get absorbed into your bloodstream and for your body to use that. So the protein component of that becomes amino acids that your muscles need to keep being firm, so that you're not looking all, soft and unable to move yourself. The carbohydrate component of the food, the fufu and the kenke and the rice and the bread and the potatoes and all those other things, the carbohydrate component of your food, when it gets broken down, turns into glucose, right? Glucose is what gives your cells and your tissues and everything in your body the energy that it needs to be able to function. But when we eat food, we don't know how much food or how much carbohydrates the body needs to be able to nourish the cells and all the different other nutrients in the body. We just eat. When we're full, we stop eating. Some people continue to eat even when they're full, right? But amazingly, God, in his infinite wisdom, when he made us, apart from the digestive system that we had, he also managed to create a very important organ that he put behind the back of our stomach. It is called uncle pancreas. Uncle pancreas. Hello, Mami Ekua, how are you doing? Please share this video. This video is just like, it's super amazing. You're going to learn so much from what we have to say today. Please share this video. If you can't do anything else for me, share this video, because a lot of people will learn valuable lessons from what we have to say today, right? Please, this is like the most easiest, basic level of describing what diabetes is, what it can do to you, and why you must pay attention to it. I will when I'm done with the video, my darling. I will. So, sweetheart, let's continue this conversation. So we have uncle pancreas, that is, beneath your stomach or behind your stomach. What does uncle pancreas do? Uncle pancreas is an organ that God has put inside of each one of us. And the function of uncle pancreas is to create insulin, which is a hormone, right? In order for the sugar or the glucose from the food that you ate, that pounded yam that you ate, that how do I call it, akara that you had, that kelewele that you had, in order for your body to be able to absorb the glucose component of the food, uncle pancreas has to come to the rescue by secreting a hormone called insulin into your bloodstream. What does insulin do? Insulin helps your body to absorb the glucose quantity that it needs. Uncle insulin also makes sure that, for the duration that the glucose is in your bloodstream, that it is regulating how much of it is there at any given time, and your cells can just absorb what they need, and the rest of it can come out as waste, byproducts, and come out of your system. You pee it, it comes out as number 2 in your poop, and then you excrete some of it through your sweat and all of that as well. So that is the function of uncle pancreas and the hormone that it comes with, that is called insulin. So God created us to be perfect, to be able to function. He gave us everything that we need to be able to function properly. But what tends to happen is that, human beings, we're out here, we're subjected to all kinds of things: aging, stress, toxins, and poor diet. Because of all of that, our cells are not able to operate optimally. And so what happens then is that you either have people who don't even have the ability, or uncle pancreas that is inside them that can't even produce much insulin, if at all. And those are the people that are type 1 diabetics. They are born, and right from birth, or very soon after that, their pancreas is not secreting enough insulin to deal with the food that they're eating, to be able to give the cells the nourishment that they need, to be able to give your brain. The brain is another big consumer of glucose in our diets, right? And so some people, you find that when you wake up in the morning, when you haven't eaten, you feel very horrible. Your mind can't even think straight and all of that. That is what people call hypoglycemic. That means that when you don't have sugar in your blood, when there isn't enough glucose that can go to your brain and also to your cells, you start to feel horrible. I used to be one of such people. I always had to carry a chocolate bar or something because I can't not eat. Like if I go through the whole day and I haven't eaten something, my head starts to hurt. I start feeling dizzy. All kinds of horrific things happen. Okay, hypoglycemia. So just keep that in mind. Let's move on. So these things happen to people in normal time, regular time, right? And then you also have type 2 diabetics, and that are people who originally they had enough insulin, their body was doing a good job, and then as they've aged and diet, the fact that they've put on weight and all kinds of things have meant that now your body isn't able to utilize the insulin that your pancreas is producing that well. It's either not utilizing it properly, and so there's insulin just there, not being used properly. And when that happens, all the food that you're eating, a lot of it then gets converted into fat and starts storing that inside of you, and you start putting on weight in all the places that you don't want to have weight gain. Sometimes I ask myself, why can't this weight just push to my backside, or like some other place that needs to be enhanced? But all this weight will get put in front of you like a 20-month-old pregnancy. You'll be carrying pot belly all over the place, and it has its own issues, which we'll go into another time. So these are some of the things that happen, the sorts of types of diabetes that can happen. People also get or can get diabetes when they get pregnant, especially women. You can get gestational diabetes because your body can't cope with you alone, not to talk of baby that is growing inside of you. Like the work that you're putting on your pancreas and the insulin creation is too much. And so some people end up with gestational diabetes. For some people, once the baby is born and the body is back to what it should be, it stops. For some people, I've known people who have had gestational diabetes. They've had the baby, and after that, it's like the diabetes has come to stay. It doesn't want to go anywhere anymore. It's part of your life now, and you have to manage that. Right? So these are the sorts of things that can happen to you when you become diabetic. The blood sugar level in your system is too high. Now, why is it that when the blood sugar level is too high, why should that be an issue? What happens is that when the sugar level in your blood becomes too high and the insulin isn't able to do the regulation, okay, the brain needs some glucose, so let's give it some glucose. And once that has happened and the brain is now happy, or the cells have enough glucose, the insulin just shuts down. It makes sure that the blood sugar level drops to what it should be so that you don't have any issues. What happens is that when you have sustained, continuous high blood sugar levels, it starts to destroy the walls of your the capillaries and the arteries inside of your body. The capillaries and the arteries and the veins and all of those things, they carry blood, right? One part of it has the blood that has oxygen on it or in it that the whole body needs, the cells need to be able to function, right? So if you have high levels of blood sugar in your bloodstream, the sugar content in your blood begins to destroy the walls of those blood arteries, the veins, the capillaries, and the arteries, and means that over time, all the organs that are fed from these blood streams also start to get destroyed. So your kidney, your liver, your heart, your legs, all sorts of things, like your whole body just shuts down because the sugar content, the high glucose content in your bloodstream is eating at the walls of all your blood vessels and destroying all of them. This is what happens when you have sustained high sugar level in your blood. So somebody will ask the question, okay, so how do I know? What is normal blood sugar level? What is abnormal blood sugar level? What is borderline blood sugar level? Okay. There are different ways of measuring how much sugar you have in your blood. Some measurement, and the one that I'm familiar with, is millimoles per liter, right? Being English, millimoles per liter. Some people can do other ways of calculating it, shall I say. But millimoles per liter is what I'm used to. Now, if you go and sometimes they ask you to do a fasting blood sugar test. Some of you may have been familiar with that. You have a requisition to go do some blood work, and the doctor says to you, or the person doing the thing says, well, before you go do this blood work, you can't eat anything. Make sure when you wake up, you haven't eaten anything, and then go and do the blood work. And then after you've done it, you can eat. Because they need to do the blood tests when you're fasting, when you haven't had any food. Because if you put food inside of you, the whole digestion process will skew the numbers that come out of the blood test. So if you do a fasting blood sugar test and your levels are between 3.9 and 5.6 moles per millimoles per liter, it's normal. Your blood sugar level is okay, it's good. Once it starts to creep up from that 5.9 all the way into the 6.9s and beyond, it's like, this girl, this guy is getting pre-diabetic. That is the warning signal. Your blood sugar levels are getting a bit too high and you need to do something about it. You need to reduce your sugar intake. You need to reduce the carbohydrate content of the food that you're eating so that you're reducing the quantities that are staying in your blood system and in your body in general. Once it exceeds the 6.9, you are diabetic. and the doctors will then have to do something to get a handle of this thing that is happening inside of you, your blood sugar levels being sustained and being high continuously over a long period of time. That is destroying, don't forget, it's destroying the walls of your blood vessels. And so there's a lot of numbness and tingling. We'll come to that. That happens because of that, right? So anything that exceeds 6.97 and beyond millimoles per liter, that is too much. And there needs to be something catastrophic, something, radical done to control the blood sugar levels. Please share this video. Please share this video. Please share this video. I'm not seeing no more love hearts. I don't know how many people have shared the video. Like, I have 20 people watching, and I don't know, like some 15 love hearts, like, do you love me at all? Do you love me? Do you love me? Right? If you do, and it, please, the only way to show it is by doing love hearts. I don't like thumbs up. I love hearts, right? That means you love me. You care about me. And what I'm saying resonates with you, right? Say hello. Say something. Are you in agreement with what I've said so far? Have I lied? Did I say something that was wrong? Is it right? I want to hear from you. Say something. Before I continue here, let me say this. This platform or social media, whether it's Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, whatever, it all works on a principle of being social media. What does that mean? When you're sociable with somebody, you give them a hug, you may kiss them, you may hug them, depending on who it is, right? You give them a hug and a handshake. That's what is love hearts on Facebook. So, if you love me and you want to give me a handshake or a hug, love hearts is the way to do that. Please, please. If I mean anything to you, if what I've said resonates with you, please. That's all I'm asking for. Love hearts. Hug me all along, because I'm a very huggy bear. I really love hugs. I do. Big time. So please. And please share this video. There are people that are on social media right now that need to hear what I'm saying here, because it's going to help them. It's going to save a life. It's going to make somebody better. It's going to help somebody that a loved one of yours. It's going to save their life. So please share this video. Share this video. I beg of you. And share it to groups. There are people in groups that are just quiet. They don't say nothing, because some people don't like anybody to know what is happening to them. People are suffering in silence, and it's going to take you to save them. So please share this video. Now let's continue. So when somebody is getting to diabetic zone or is diabetic, how would they know? What are some of the telltale signs? What shows that you're diabetic? You start peeing a lot more than usual. Peeing a lot, right? More urination. At every drop of a hat, you need to go pee. And then your mouth gets really dry, like you're thirsty. No amount of water seems to be enough. If you live in a very warm country where you sweat a lot, of course, you need to hydrate. You need to drink more water. But when your mouth is just excessively dry, you might want to go and have a conversation with your medical doctor, and they might ask you to go and get that blood work done, just to be sure that it's not, it's not something that is trying to creep up, and there's something that you can do. This is why I always say at the start of every year, please go and get your blood, like a physical done with blood work, even if it costs you money. You're trying to do preventative, I can't speak today, preventative medicine on your own self so that you can get better, right? So please, it's better to be proactive than to be reactive in this life. To be forewarned is to be forearmed. Maybe you're watching me We're in February. You haven't seen your doctor. You're so scared. Me, I don't want to go and see my doctor, for my doctor now to be telling me that I have this issue, I have that issue. So you know what? Let me just bury my head in the sand. Let me not just go talk to him in the first place at all. Let me just not go at all. My darling, it is better to know that there's something wrong with you and do the necessary things that are going to bring you back than to not know or pretend that you don't want to know, and then all of a sudden things are happening to you. Oh, there was nothing wrong with her. Oh, she was just sitting here and then she blacked out. Forgetting that this thing has been brewing inside of you for years. You didn't pay attention. You buried your head in the sand, and now you're paying a price for it. And some people are not even lucky to even have a second chance. They go on to the next world, the next life at a tender age before their time. And so, my darling, please, please, I'm begging you in the name of God, if you haven't had a blood work done this year, if you haven't seen your doctor this year, if you haven't done your MOT this year, please get it done. I beg you. And save your own life. Encourage your spouse to do the same. Get your family to do the same thing, please. So that is that one. You also might experience a lot of weight loss without even trying. Like, I'm not trying to lose weight. I eat the same food. I do the same things that I've done normally. Why is it that I'm losing weight? And a lot of it very drastically. Why? That could also be a telltale sign that there's something happening. For we women, you realize that you're getting a lot of vaginal trash. You're always having bacterial and fungal infections. Today is this, tomorrow, you know what we call white in Africa, it's called white. You have this, discharge that is coming from your down below all the time. It stops, it starts, it starts, it stops. Those are fungal and bacterial infections that are down there that need to be looked at. They also happen in your mouth too. So you have odors in your mouth because the fungi and the bacteria in your mouth are doing the number twos inside your mouth or in your down below. That is what stinks like that. And it needs to be treated so that you can get back to normal. So people that have or are susceptible or on the verge of getting diabetes are more susceptible for more infections in your openings, right? All the orifices of your body. You start to see a lot of those things happen. How would you know? Go tell your doctor. Your doctor will look at you, look at a number of things. If they're unsure, they'll tell you, go do your blood work, and the blood work would reveal what is going on the inside. To be forewarned is to be forearmed. Let's continue. You feel weak and tired all the time. You haven't really done anything, but you're so weak and you're so tired. In extreme situations, you have blurry vision. You can't even see properly. This can lead to the pressure in your eyes building up, and you could get glaucoma from that. When there's too much pressure in the nerves that connect the lens that is in front of the eye to the retina so that you can see, you're on your way to losing your sight because of the diabetic nature of your bloodstream and your body, because the whole bloodstream, your whole system is full of too much glucose, too much sugar, too much carbohydrates inside of you. Don't forget what I said before, that the carbohydrate content of the food that we eat, it all breaks down into glucose. Even some of the things that we are, unaware of. Do you know that when you drink alcohol, wine, brandy, scotch, whiskey, all of those things? Did you know beer? Did you know that when you drink beer, when you drink whiskey, amarula, all of those things, do you know that it all breaks down into sugar, glucose in your bloodstream? So if you're a big drinker, you eat a lot and you drink a lot. It's like double. Did you know that? Did you know that all the alcohol, that even though alcohol doesn't taste nice, scotch doesn't taste nice, beer tastes like piss, but did you know that when you drink that, that it all converts into glucose in the end, that is adding to what is in your bloodstream. Did you know that? Right? If you didn't know that, then that's something that you need to be aware of. And maybe you need to put a handle on the amounts of alcohol that you're consuming. The other thing as well that you will have is that you will start to notice that when you get sores on your body, especially in your lower limbs, it takes a long time to heal. And there's numbness in your fingertips, on your toes, on your legs and your thighs in general. Like you're not feeling as well as you used to anymore. So if you're having any of these kinds of symptoms, tired for no reason, you haven't run a mile, but the slightest thing, you're so exhausted, my darling, please, you need to go get checked out. There's only one way to know what is happening, and that is to do the fasting blood test that we talked about some time back. Now, why is Sika boring you this morning with all of this plentiful conversation? Now, let's bring it in here. So there's so many things, dis-ease and discomfort and all kinds of things that are happening to us, that happen to us. And if, by the way, you look like me, Hispanics, Africans, Blacks in general, Black Americans, we're all, from the same descent. If you look like me, if you're Black like me, or orange or brown like me, Hispanic, Asian, we are more prone, just by virtue of our genetics, to being diabetic. They don't understand why. There's still a lot of research being done. But what has been found so far is that we are the people that are at higher risk. Africans, Black people in general, Hispanics and Asians, we are more susceptible to being diabetic than anybody else is. If you know that in your family, most people are, on the bigger side. Most people are on the bigger side. You're tall and stout, or you're short and whatever, but you're on the bigger side. You could also be more susceptible to having diabetes in your family. If you know that you have those kinds of conditions, you really need to watch it. On top of that, and more recently, it looks like at least 5 in 10 women, if we count every 10 women, between 3 and 5 of them have some strain of polycystic ovarian syndrome. And if you're one of those people, like me, I've had polycystic ovaries for 31 years of my life. Like the best part of my life was eaten up by polycystic ovaries. And you know that you have that condition, you are also at risk. So you need to watch it. You need to be careful. You need to do what you need to do to make sure that you're not pushing into those kinds of boundaries, right? So please, share this video. Share this video. Like, I don't know how many times I need to say it, but there are people that genuinely need to hear this information that we're talking about today, because it's going to save a life. The consequences of being diabetic is just too much. It's just too much. From blindness to depression to all kinds of things. Literally, all the organs in your body just begin to fail. And that's what happens. That means you're on your way out. You have kidney issues. You can't eat this. If you know somebody that is diabetic, when they even come to a function of yours, you can't sit still. You're so concerned about them. Hey, has this person eaten? I don't want any trouble. Oh, please feed him. Because the next thing that will happen when somebody who is diabetic have, extremes, either excessive blood sugar or no blood sugar, they can collapse. They can go into diabetic coma. That can end their life. So, we're not talking about a laughing matter here. This is something that is serious and must be treated with the seriousness that it entails. So now we've talked a lot about it. We know about, diabetic retinopathy, that you can go blind from it. Your kidney can be destroyed. You have nerve damage. So people who are diabetic, They have a cut under their feet and they can't even feel it. They don't know there's anything there. So it can become infected. You can have gangrene. And that's how some people have their limbs chopped off, because there's no feeling. There's this wound that is, has got all kinds of things, has become septic, and they can't even feel it, that it's there. No oxygen is getting to it because the nerves that will support and send the oxygen there, together with the blood vessels, are all completely gone. You don't want to get diabetes unnecessarily. And if you have it, you want to do the things that are necessary to either remove that condition completely, that the medics so far will tell you, oh, there's no cure, there's nothing you can do. There is something that you can do about it. You don't have to suffer unnecessarily from this whole condition. Now, as I said before, I'm no medic. I'm not a doctor by any. I'm a scientist. I did a lot of science, but I am not a doctor. Engineering and planning is my background. I don't know. I am not a qualified doctor, but I am a health enthusiast, a health advocate, because I've been through so much in my own health that it makes me, so excited to learn more about what happens to us and our health. And I want to help other people be able to do the same thing so that we can live out the days that God intended for us to live. It's why I'm here, making all this noise this morning when people are sleeping. Other people are doing other things. And we are here talking about what we're talking about. My sister says diabetes is a deadly disease. My mom was diabetic for 23 years now, and seeing her drinking medication every single day, like a chicken, popping pills, chom, 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 every time. It's not funny. It's not. And the things that they go through, your mom loves you so much that she may not even want to tell you some of the things that are happening to her because she doesn't want to upset you. So they just keep quiet about it. It's not funny. I saw my grandparents die of it, and it wasn't funny. It wasn't a pretty sight at all. At a point, they were all just begging to not be here anymore because it's just too much. They just didn't want to be here anymore. They wanted the pain to stop, and they just wanted to go. My sister, my brother, it seems like a very bleak situation, but I'm here to tell you that thanks to God, thanks to science, and the research that is always being done, there's now a revolutionary biotech product that can help us. I'm not here to say it's a cure, but what I know is that it starts to deal with you as a person from the very core foundations of your being, which is cells. Everything that lives on this planet is made up of cells, from trees to flowers to dogs to cats to cattle to chicken, mosquitoes, everything that survives, everything that moves and has life in it has cells. It is cells that continue to keep whatever it is, including we humans, alive. So when your cells die, you are not here anymore. When the redox signaling molecules that your cells need to function, when those have depleted completely from your system, you are not here anymore. You pass on, you go to the next life and go and do whatever people who go there go and do. But I am interested in living. I'm interested in being here and living out the number of the days that God has intended for me to have. And this is why I'm here today. What at all is redox? You've heard me, redox signaling molecules, redox this, redox that, redox this, redox that. What at all is redox? Redox signaling molecules are molecules that are already inside of you. When your mama gave birth to you and you were a baby and we were rocking you all over the place, you already had the redox signaling molecules in your cells. And so your body was able to function as a baby. You grew up normally. They didn't have to give you no medication. They were just feeding you and you were just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And you wanted to crawl, you started to crawl, to climb things, to walk, and the rest. And getting into your mom's cupboard and bringing all sorts of things out and doing naughty stuff. That's how you did that. But as you get on, you get into teenage, you become a young adult, a full-blown adult, middle age like me, things start to happen. You are exposed to the elements out there, the stresses of life, marriage, single, children, no children, work, no work. There's so many things that are coming at you on a daily basis as a young adult. Unfortunately, your cells are going overtime. They're working overtime to keep everything balanced. But now, because you're older and your cells have worked so much, they're tired. So they're not able to produce as much of the redox signaling molecules that you have inside of you, that are native to you, that you came onto this planet with anymore. So you need to help your cells. You need to help your cells to be able to function optimally so that you can keep all these horrible things we've talked about today at bay. And if you have them, if you continue to use the redox, it can start to repair your cells at the cellular level. And who knows what will happen to you ultimately. You might have complete total restoration and not even need to pop no pill anymore. As I said, I'm not a medic. I can't claim that this redox cures anything. But I'm here to say that we need to connect the dots. Now let's go back. When I was talking to us, we were talking about insulin being absorbed into your cells to give it energy and all of that. That means that, even as a person, to be able to eat and for the food to do what it needs to do, cells are involved. The cells can only function properly when the cells are themselves nourished enough with what they need, the fuel they need, the things that they need. It's equipped with what it needs to be able to do what it does. God never intended for us to be here and have discomfort, dis-ease. You're not at ease with yourself. You're having discomfort in your body. God never intended for us to live like that. It was his plan. His perfect plan was that we will be here and we would function and be able to do all the things that we want to do and need to do. But unfortunately, we're out in the elements, all the toxins that are all around us. Even this laptop that I'm doing the streaming this video from, there are toxins in there that are attacking me, sitting here in front of the computer without me being able to see it with my eyes. So we're being exposed to the elements all of the time. And we have to do something to make sure that we are fortifying ourselves enough to be equipped to deal with all the things that are out there. So redox signaling molecules is what the cells need to replenish what they have not been able to produce anymore because you're aging. There are toxins, there's stress, and there's the diet, the things that you're consuming are all harming and destroying you at a cellular level. If your redox signaling molecule levels are sent back up again, your cells will be able to function better. They will be able to ward off all these things that are bothering you and I a lot better and help us to function more optimally, right? And so, but this redox is made inside of us. Thankfully, there's been a major scientific breakthrough. There's been one company in this whole big wide world that has been able to stabilize, make redox, and stabilize this redox outside of our bodies. And now put this redox into a bottle that you can ingest inside of you to up your levels, to increase your levels of this redox that your body and your cells are crying for, so that they can ward off all the discomfort and the dis-ease that is in your body. I have been on redox for 16 months now. If you've been on this channel for any length of time, I have talked till I'm blue in my face about all the medical issues that I've had. I've had 17, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 5, 2 incisions on my body in my lifetime, in my middle ages. 42, 43, and I've had 17 incisions in my body. 15 of those under general anesthetic. Girl, I have been through something. The number of times I passed out and came back to life, I don't even want to go there. So let's stop it right there, right? I have been through something. So when you see me so passionate about talking about these things, it's because of the things that I've seen in my young, humble little lifetime that I don't want other people to experience. Because trust me, if there's one thing in this life that somebody can use to get you, it is for you not to be well, for you not to be strong enough to do the basic things that people take, for granted by yourself. And you now have to depend on other people to do them for you. That's the worst thing that can happen to you. It's worse than not having money, I'm telling you. If you can get out there and do things by yourself, you have won the battle. But imagine that now you're blind, you can't see. So if you want a cup of water, you now have to call your granddaughter who has had her mouth like this. Why is grandpa calling me to come and get water? I'm too busy. I'm watching a YouTube thing. I'm on TikTok. Why is grandpa? What is it? Right? That is the worst thing that can happen to you. Now, before I leave, because I've only got like 5 minutes and I really need to dash off, and we can continue this conversation tomorrow. But what I'm here for us to understand, if you haven't heard anything that I've said today, quite apart from sharing this video, please share this video, share this video, share this video, share this video. Please share the video, right? Now, this redox signaling molecules, once you start to ingest them and also apply topically on your body, you start to feel different. Things start to repair in your body at a cellular level. I'm not claiming that it's any kind of magical thing. It's not a vitamin. It's not any exotic juice. It's not like any fruit and vegetable or anything that you've ever known out there. It is a biotech scientific product, something that is inside of you, and you're just topping up with more of the same so that your body can be able to have enough of what it needs to keep all these horrible things that we've been talking about for the last almost 50 minutes at bay. It's why I'm here making all this noise, right? As I said, I've been on it for 15 months. A lot of things are fixing, but I'm not done yet. I've had 17 incisions in my body, for crying out loud. And it's repairing things at a cellular level. At a cellular level. I am going to be on Redox for as long as Redox is available, or for as long as I'm alive. Why? Because I don't want to have my cells being depleted or not equipped enough to do what it needs to do. I need to grow up backwards, not forwards. The fact that I'm 50 doesn't mean that I have to look like a 65-year-old. I want to look 35 or 30. If I can do that, and if Redox can help me do that, why not? Why not? And if I can keep all these horrible things that I've suffered in my whole life because I didn't know about this. It's been in existence for 15 good years. And the people that don't look like you and I, they are all on it. Our Caucasian brothers and sisters, the ones that you know, that look really good. And you wonder what the secret is. They are all on it. All the big athletes that you can think about, name them, they're all on it. That is how they are doing it. But we are always the last to come to the party because, one, we're not really people that research a lot and care about what is happening outside of our circles. And the little time we do have, we spend it doing things that, don't really take us very far. But there's a lot happening. Science is advancing. Things are happening behind the scenes that you are unaware of. Redox is definitely the way to go. Cellular health has now become something that is being studied seriously. You can actually get a degree just in cellular health at the university level. So my brother, my sister, this is not some magical something, some anointing oil, some holy oil, something that is sold in trotro and taxi. If you live in Africa, you understand. It's not sold in public transport. This is a biotech product. If you live in Africa, I'm sorry, we don't have redox signaling molecules out there as yet. As I said, it's work in progress, but you can only help to get that to happen if you share this video and if we create more awareness of what is happening that we have been unaware of all this time. Now, the other thing that I would say is that if you want to know more, like if you want to have your own research, do your own research about redox, you can go ahead and do that. Just type in redoxscience.com and go there and go and knock yourself out with all the research, scientific proof, and whatever you need. It's all there. Redoxscience.com. That's where you need to go. You can Google it, but Google is just a search engine. It won't give you any of the real information that I'm telling you that is going to help you. Google is not the place to go if you're looking for scientific research and evidence to support what I'm talking about. Maybe you've heard me talk about redox enough, and now you're ready. You just want to get the product and get yourself on your merry way. You can. redoxmiracle.teamasia.com. That's where you need to go to get that. And if you want me to send you the website, just type redox. Tell me whether you want information or whether you're ready to actually buy the product, so I know what link I'm sending you. If you want both, just put both and I'll send them both to you. Redox is REDOX on this video. Now, before I leave you here, what I want to tell you is three things. One, redox signaling molecules will help you deal with the discomforts and the things that are going on in your life, because you're being repaired from the fundamentals, the basics. We're going to the root causes, not dealing with symptoms. Oh, my head hurts, Tylenol. Oh, my tummy hurts, trisilicate. Oh, my this hurts, go and apply this. No, we are dealing with the root causes. Why? Why is it that this is happening? This is where we are at. It's not enough. It's not enough for you to just treat symptoms. It's taken us this far. We thank all the medics. They've done an amazing job and they continue to do that. And I'm not here to knock what they've done. Come on, I have family members that are medics. They're nurses and doctors and all kinds of people in my own family too. So I'm not knocking them. I love them more than sense. They've helped to keep me alive to this point. But what I'm saying is that you want to go deeper, to dig to the core reasons why things are happening. Not let's deal with what is happening. Why is it happening? That is what redox does. Number two, if you go and just Google something, this girl has given me information. It's only you who oversabi, only you know everything. So you just go to Google and Google redox and some things come up and you go buy that. If you go purchase it from unknown sources, Amazon, eBay, Etsy, all kinds of places, and anything happens to you, my sweetheart, I didn't ask you to do that. If anything happens to you, you're on your own. When I was talking, I said, if you're interested in getting redox products, where you need to go is redoxmiracle.teamasia.com. I gave the website. Anything outside of this, please don't call me. Don't come and tell me, oh, I heard you talk about it. It's a scam. It's a lie. You lied to me and any of that, because you didn't follow simple instructions. The only source that I know is what I'm telling you. That's where I get mine from and have been getting it from the last 15, 16 months now. So that's the only source I know, because I know I'm getting the original product from the company that made it. If you go anywhere else, if you do anything else, it can't be on me. You didn't listen. The other thing too is that you need to be helped about what it is that you need to do, because everybody is different. The issues that you're faced with are different. We're not all the same, genetically and otherwise. So please, you need a cellular health practitioner that can help you. All of that you would get by contacting redoxmiracle.teamasia.com. That is my source. I can only tell you what my source is. Simple as ABCD. So if you go and Google something and buy something, and now you don't even know what you're supposed to be using, how you're to use it, what you should do, when you look on the packaging, it will tell you use so and so and so and so, because for anything to be FDA approved, you have to put something. There has to be some, generic directions about how to use it. We are all told, oh, you can take 500 milligrams of Tylenol. But if you have specific problems and you go and see your medic, they always tell you, take this much, or don't use this much, or do it this many times a day, for a reason, because we are all different, and different conditions require different dosage. So please, that is what I have done. And the final thing that I would say is that if you really want to live a life and be happy and do all the things that you've always dreamt about doing, you need to stay alive and you need to be well to be able to do them. And the only way is to fortify your cells with what it needs. Nourish your cells with what they need so that they can do what they need to do for you to keep on keeping on and aging backwards and not forwards. I love you so much, guys. I love you so much, my brothers, my sisters in the house. If you're interested, please let me know. Redox, and let me know whether it's information, where to get the product, or both, and I'll send you the information and get you started. If you're here and you're also, thinking about doing something else so that you can also make, a buck or two on the side, I want to hear from you. Go to sikaeducates@gmail.com for those of you who want that, are interested in that. Let me know. And finally, if you're here, you've heard me talk about a whole host of issues on this platform. I deal with anything. Like if you've been to any kind of adversity in your life that has kept you stuck, from divorce to not knowing what to do with yourself, you want to start social media content creation, anything, and you want to talk to me, www.sikaeducates.com. Book yourself a session and come and let's talk. I'm available on the weekends. Knock yourselves out. I'll be there. If you want to be there, if you're committed to yourself to do what you want to do, I will commit to you and be there, and we can do what needs to happen to get you started. My darling, I have been through something in this life of mine. I tell you, I have seen it all, the good, the bad, the ugly, and some. If you want me to help you, and I'm willing to help you, that's what you need to do. I love you all so much. Please continue to share this video to all the groups that you're in. Please share this video, even on WhatsApp, so that people can get what needs to be gotten out of this. It's streaming on YouTube. It's streaming on Facebook. So, knock yourself out. But share this video. Please share the video. If you're here and you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, you don't love me at all. There's like 65,000 of us on Facebook, and we're trying to build a following on YouTube as well, because not everybody's on YouTube. These young people these days, they don't have no business on Facebook. The most of them are on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. So please help me on all of those handles to get the message out there. It will only be you that will help me, because you love me that much. May the heavens bless you. May you have everything that you are desiring in this life. May you never lack anything. And I pray that this word will fall on a heart that is yearning and wanting to do the needful things that are required for long-term survival and thriving on this planet. God bless you. I really must go now. Thank you so much for everything. God bless you. And I'll come back a bit later and we'll talk about something as well. God bless you. Mwah. Bye.